Steph, you look pretty sharp out there. Still got the bandage on, but how do you rate your chance while we're 16 days out from the first game? Are you expecting you're going to be on the pitch for game one?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing everything I can to get up to fitness levels. I think I guess the delay to the season's obviously helped me, and I'm feeling good out there. I guess the big thing is just getting some match minutes. We've got a game tomorrow night, which is going to be great. Hopefully I play some minutes there, and then next week another week of training. So I'll put my hand up for selection. It's just whether the physios and sports science and coaches think it's the smartest thing to do.
Just how frustrating was it to have not heal properly and then go in for surgery in the off season?
Yeah, it was really frustrating. I guess that everyone said the entire time that it should heal. I guess it's meant to be a good healing bone as long as you're not running on it. And after 6 weeks, it didn't heal at all. So it was pretty frustrating. But I guess the best thing for me when I had the surgery is they said it's a 99% chance that it's going to heal then. So I was happy to take that, take the surgery and know that I was going to be out here in 6 to 8 weeks. So it's frustrating, but I'm glad that I'm back out here now and feeling good.
What was it explicitly, Steph?
So last pre-season, I got a crack in my fibula, which I missed 6 or 8 weeks in pre-season and then came back. And then after probably playing for a month or two, I then got another knock on it, and they're not sure if it re-cracked it or it just never healed properly. And yeah, it was just pretty frustrating to play with, but it was something that it felt okay some games, and then other games it felt like I was hobbling for the whole 90 minutes. So yeah, it is what it is, and now I'm happy that I can run normally. So
you've been running around turn and run. You played all of last season on a broken leg.
Yeah, I guess it's one of those things where I felt like I could play to a certain extent. Probably not the way I was playing at the start of the season, but the coaches wanted me to play, and I was happy to do that. I think it was one of those ones where the team, we had quite a few injuries, so being a leader and an older player, you needed to step up, and it shows, I guess, for the other players as well. You're going to have injuries throughout your careers. You just have to deal with it.
How excited does that make you for what you might be capable of this season, given you played Hamphead all of last year? Do you think you can hit yet another level this year?
Yeah, definitely. I think the first 2 months last season I was probably underdone from the actual initial injury, and then when I got fit, I was feeling the best I'd felt in my career, and then it was frustrating. But I'm really excited about the way we play, the style here. I know I'm going to get chances to score goals. We've got a lot of good attacking players, and it's a great team to be a part of, and I think I definitely can take my game to another level.
You probably played a more advanced role last season than for most of your careers. Sat a little bit deeper. Will there be more of an onus and emphasis again on you this season, given you've lost a couple of attacking pieces to get amongst the goals and create a bit more?
Yeah, possibly. I think we've obviously brought in Isaias, he's more of the deep playmaker as such, and I'm happy to play whether it's as an 8, as a 10. It doesn't make too much of a difference to me. I want to score goals, and I like defending. So whether I'm higher up doing that or deeper, it doesn't make too much of a difference. I think I'll still try and play the same way.
So Is will play at the 8, but you'll wear the 8. How hard did he try to get his old number back off you?
Yeah, he sent me a WhatsApp voice message asking about it, and I completely understand. For him, I just said, obviously I want to wear it. I don't feel, not that I have anything against him, but I just felt like it was a really respectful thing the way he did it, and the same way I did back to him, and there was no hard feelings. It's just a number at the end of the day.
Can I just go back to your injury, Steph? This bandage, is that separate? I did read it was high on your leg?
Yeah, so I guess it doesn't matter, everybody knows, but so I'm wearing a shin guard essentially on where the crack was. So I don't want to wear it, but the physios are making me wear it in case I do get another knock on it and the bone's not fully healed. So it's more precautionary, and I think last season all the commentators thought it was a calf strain that I was playing with, which don't think that's possible to do, but it's precautionary, and hopefully I'll take it off at some point.
But you might play the first couple of games in it, or?
Yeah, I think they've advised, probably just in case you do get a knock on it, it's better for it. It's just probably more uncomfortable for me, but probably if it's going to save me breaking my leg, it's a smarter thing to do.
How long have you been back in full training?
This has been my second full week. So I was probably running for 4 weeks prior to that, just reloading everything. The leg felt fine, but it was probably more the other muscles that were feeling it. And now I feel really good. I feel sharp, but I've still got a good amount of conditioning to get into me in these next 2 weeks before round 1.
How much have you and Craig lent on each other in the rehab process?
Yeah, a lot, I guess. We've actually had quite a few players that have been injured. They're all fit now, which is important. The most important time is the season starting, and they're all fit. So we've had some really tough sessions, and mentally being an athlete, your biggest struggles come when you're injured. So it's been disappointing, but we've tried to push ourselves as much as possible, and any of the younger players as well, to try and teach them, just because you're injured and not on the field, you still work as hard as possible. So when you do get back, you're at your best possible fitness levels, and I think they've seen that, which is, I guess, a positive thing in a negative situations for myself and Craig.
Where do you think the team's at, Steph? A bit of this turnover, some good and some not as good results in the pre-season. Where do you rate where you're at?
Yeah, it's really hard to tell because we've only played NPL teams. We played Brisbane on the weekend, and I guess he had a poor result-wise because we lost. But I think the best thing about that game was we could actually see where we needed to work on things in these last 2 weeks. And no disrespect to the NPL teams, but it's a different level. So you get away with not pressing right, or your positioning, because they don't actually exploit you. Where against Brisbane, they're going to do that, and I guess you play against a Melbourne City like at the top of the league teams, and they're going to probably punish you even more. So it was a good hit out for us to actually see where we need to improve on. But I believe we've got a really capable squad of, pushing the best teams, the same as what we did last season. And I always believe, when I go out there, that we can beat any team. We've got good enough players to do so, and we've got some really young, exciting players coming through as well, and they'll get a chance to show that.
What's that mix like with it seems like there is a bunch of blokes that are 35, a bunch of blokes that are 20, and then just a couple of you in the middle. What's that mix like? How does it all gel together?
Yeah, it's. I guess we don't really think about it too much because everyone gets along really well. The older guys, are quite young at heart, and some of the younger ones are maybe a little bit more mature, and some are not so much. But I think we get along really well, and I think the most important thing is having those experienced guys. They haven't played for this long without being quality players, but also good people. And I think their experience, to myself even being only 26, but then to help the younger players out is great for them. So when they actually come in, they can be probably more mature than another 18-year-old at a different club. So it's a good mix, and the young players have been leaning on the older players, I think, for advice, which is important, and they've been taking it on board. So it's a great opportunity. The club's always said they want to play young players, and I think it's becoming, I guess, a bit of a destination club for young players in South Australia, and I'm sure plenty of players around the league would love to play for the club as a youngster.
Steph, you set the bar really high last year, semi-finals. Can this group match that? Do you think you can go better? It's as I say, you're coming off a big year. It's always hard to replicate finish top four.
Yeah, I guess we know what we're capable of because majority of the team is the same. We're not going to change too much in the way we play. So I think we showed in that middle part of the season we won 6 or 7 in a row, and we're beating the best teams in the league. We beat City, we beat Sydney. It was just our best was really good, and our worst probably wasn't good enough. And those top teams, they're consistently a bit better. And that's what we really want to work on this year is making sure that when we aren't at our best, we still grind out games and win games. And I think this group has matured. And I'm really, excited about the prospects because a top 4 finish, I think, is a realistic outcome for us. And once you make it there, you win a couple of games. The finals is a bit different year with the format, so top 2 is obviously a bit more of an advantage, but top 4, I think you've got a really good chance in winning it from there.
Can I ask you one question about Kusini Yengi? I heard him described recently as potentially the most exciting footballer of any code in Australia, just with his speed, his skills, his strength to hold off defenders. Do you see him that way? Tell us a little bit how you see him. Could he be that player, that X factor that's going to maybe take you to a title? Yeah,
I think you look at him, you look at his physique. He's athletic. He can run. He can jump. He's quick. He's got good feet. But it's about kind of putting that all together because potential is one thing, but actually going out there and scoring goals and working hard defensively and learning as a player is probably the stage he's at. So he has that potential, I believe. I don't know if I'm going to say he's the most exciting prospect. I don't know all the other codes that well. But if I'm a centre back, I wouldn't want to be marking him because he's a handful, and he's a very confident young player as well, which everyone's seen, which I think is a great asset for him. And now it's just making sure that he puts in the work because his attributes are a top notch, and I would love to be as big and as quick as him, that's for sure.
Is that the biggest question mark this season, converting chances? You've created a lot last year, but probably since Bruce, the club hasn't had that 15, 20 goal a season player. Is that the biggest question mark for you guys?
Yeah, I guess, your striker, you're hoping they do score, that 15 to 20 goals. And Kusini, I think, has got a lot of goals in him. It's just about making sure that he obviously puts them away. And then you've got the likes of Craig Goodwin, Ben Haller and myself, Mo Toure as well. So, we probably won't have a Jamie McLaren that's scoring 25 goals, but I think we've got 3 or 4 players that can score, 7 to 12 goals, which is a pretty threatening front 3 or 4. And it's exciting. And, like you said, we need to take the chances. I think we got into the final third a lot last year, and it was that final pass, that final cross, which we needed to work on. So once we, I guess, connect and do that, then, I think there's going to be a lot of goals for our attacking players.
Talk about how the group's matured. As a leader, how proud have you been of not just Josh, but the club as well, and the global response that it's received over the last week or so?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I guess it goes to show, everyone at Adelaide, new players that come here straight away, they always mention how good the culture is, and it's an easy thing to say, but you can understand now by Josh coming out with what he's done is not an easy thing to do in sport, because he's the first footballer or current footballer to obviously do it that's playing. So it goes to show he feels comfortable in that setting, and that's from the players, the coaching staff, the admin staff, and it's a big thing that the club's really tried to reset in the last couple of years, is the culture. Not saying it wasn't good, but how can we make it better? How can we make people feel comfortable off the field so that they can perform on it? And it's an easy thing to say, it's a hard thing to do, and I think we've done that within the group. And you'll see players playing at their best. Josh is now hopefully going to be playing even better than what he was before, because he's feeling a lot freer and more comfortable within the group. And it's just a great, it's a great message that he's brought out, that it doesn't matter about who you are as a person. Football is for everyone, and it was really exciting as a teammate to see the likes of Pogba and Rashford and Jurgen Klopp the other day. It's gone viral. And so it should, so it's really exciting.
Can I just ask one more, just generically, sort of sounds like a Channel 10 question really, but just with the free-to-air A-League this year and all the Socceroos and everything getting a lot more airtime, does it feel like to you that there's a bit more of a buzz around Australian football this year than there has been in recent years, or is that just me on the outside?
No, I 100% agree. I think the quality of football's always been good in the A-League, but the message from the media, I guess, is what people hear and see the most if they're not actually watching the game. So if there's all this negativity around it, people aren't thinking it's going well, where now it's been so positive. I think the ads that have come out from Channel 10 have been unbelievable. The Melbourne Cup was on, and straight away after the Melbourne Cup, there's the A-League ad. The Matildas were on the other night, the Socceroos are going to be on, and it just gives people, I guess, more knowledge of when the games are on. So they're like, oh, I really do want to go to that. And as a player, it's exciting, because you want to be playing in stadiums that are full. You want to be coming out to events like this at schools where kids actually know who you are, not just 2 or 3 of the players, but they know everyone, so they can look up to us. And it's unbelievable so far, and I think all players are really excited about what's to come with this season with Channel 10, and it's going to grow the game a lot bigger than what it has been in the past.
Quick one from me, Stefan, just about training here at St. Peter's. How great has it been this morning?
Yeah, it's always nice to come out to schools and clubs, and especially here at St. Peter's. It's a great facility, and they've been very welcoming to us, and we understand obviously the groundsmen want to keep the pitch in good condition, and hopefully we haven't destroyed it too much. But it's great to, I guess, come to see school kids here in school hours, and hopefully now they're all going to be coming to our round 1 game or round 2 game at home, and to create that buzz around football, which is what's needed. So it's exciting.